Right, I'm here with Geoff Hobson, editor of the official website. Geoff, how you doing? Welcome to Bengals UK.
Paul, great to be on with you. Thanks for having me on.
Now, I wanted to talk to you because it's training camp. Everything's happening and moving. It's suddenly exploding into action over there. I'm interested if you can give us, or fans in the UK, a bit of an insight as to what the atmosphere is like when training camp starts, because obviously we've had OTAs and we've had mini camps and things like that, but is there kind of a tangible excitement when you walk in the dressing room and all the players are back and all the coaches are kind of like firing on all cylinders? Can you talk to us a bit about the atmosphere within the building when training camp comes around?
Yeah, Paul, it's kind of like the first day of school, if we can remember back that long. But guys get new haircuts, they haven't seen each other in about 5 or 6 weeks. So, they're talking about their vacations. So it's kind of like you get a little bit of a campus feel to it,
Right.
Now, Andy has worked out. Andy has seen his receivers. I think he worked out with them for a couple days, throwing to them down in Dallas. But usually he does that every year. But other than that, these guys haven't seen each other. So, there's a lot of congregating in lockers, and everybody's looking at their phones anyway. So, once in a while they'll look up and they'll talk to each other, But it is a kind of a first day of school feel. But then it changes real fast. It gets back to work after that second practice when they start to feel a little bit. They're back to the grind. But no question, when you get back in the room and start to be around each other, it's really kind of a snap, crackle, pop to it.
And we had the press day yesterday. I'm talking to you on the Wednesday. On the Tuesday, Mike Brown and Marvin met the press in their kind of annual State of the Nation address almost. What kind of mood did you detect in that press day? Was there anything that you took from it particularly?
Just kind of just from the media standpoint, it was a pretty workmanlike, business as usual approach. There's really no outstanding controversy. There's no really hanging questions. I mean, yeah, we get there's a perfect question, I guess, with this suspension. But other than that, I mean, we dealt with that back when it happened. So it's pretty much business as usual. I mean, usually there's some kind of topic that puts people in a panic, or there's some angst, or there's a crisis. But not this trip. I mean, I guess Eifert's ankle, maybe a little bit of a question, but I think it's the mood of a team that's been in the playoffs 5 years in a row, and they expect to get there again. So that's kind of what I took out of it.
Let's talk about the team. Let's talk about on-field matters now. Now, the Bengals have been very sort of stable for the past 4 or 5 years in terms of roster and their key men. It feels this year there's a little bit more up in the air. There are more questions than we've had for a while. Do you see that this year?
I would say at one position. I would agree with you, but it's just one position, and it's a big one, and it's a key question. And you're right; they haven't had a key question like this in a couple of years. Well, probably since 2012, when they had a big turnover in wide receiver. And that's the big question: wide receiver. I mean, with Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu leaving, I mean, after A.J. Green and Brandon LaFell, what do you got? And even with LaFell, a little bit of a question because he's coming off an injury-plagued season. So they're kind of putting their eggs with the young receivers, So Tyler Boyd, the second round from Pitt, is going to be playing right away as a slot receiver. Rookie receivers don't always have great production, but I think everywhere else they're pretty strong. They're deep. Right, they got a new right tackle. I think they feel like Cedric Oboye could be I think they think he could be a really special player, and they felt good enough about to let Reggie Nelson go. But they promoted Sean Williams and gave him a 4-year extension. So, I think other than wide receiver, I think they feel pretty confident.
Okay, let's delve into that receiver position a little bit. I'm going to ask you which players you're looking forward to seeing in camp, and judging from OTAs and minicamp, who could take that next step up, But in terms of wide receiver, we've got people on the fringes like James Wright, who's coming back from injury. We've got Jake Kumaro, a bunch of undrafted free agencies. They signed the guy from the Canadian League this week, or last week rather. Where do you see that wide receiver? Is there anybody kind of you think, from what you've seen so far this summer, this off-season, that could take that next step up?
Well, I think Boyd, the rookie, I think he's going to be a hell of a player at some point. He could even surpass Marvin and Sanu. Probably not this year because rookie receivers have such a big jump from college. But I think Boyd looked. I thought he had a really good spring fall. I mean, a very, very smart guy, very aware. Bigger than I thought. He's all a 6'2", and he's got a knack for. It seems like he's got a knack for the yard after catch, for doing some damage in space. Exciting player. Beyond that, beyond AJ LaFell and Boyd, to me, James Wright is a huge. If he can get back to where he was in 2014, that'd be huge, because Bengals fans will remember that he was really coming on in 2014 as a rookie, as the third receiver before he injured his knee down in Tampa. But he's kind of he's starting the camp on pup, so we don't know when he's going to be back. Kumaro, you mentioned him. He's out of the Division III Wisconsin Whitewater, small school, but very productive career. He was on the practice squad all last year. Tall guy. The question for him is going to be, can he separate? Is he going to be able to run? Because he gets good hands. A guy I like, who I was really impressed with during the spring, was Cody Core, the 6th rounder out of Ole Miss. He was the running mate of the first round pick that got picked by the Vikings, Treadwell.
Yes,
and
right.
so he was a little he was overshadowed, I thought, as a college player. I mean, he's 6'3", he's big, he runs, and he's got good hands. Why he lasted in the 6th round? It kind of reminds me of why did Marvin Jones last for the 5th?
Right. Yeah.
I think they might have something here with this Cody Core. And the big question mark though too is people are waiting for Alfred, the 7th rounder from West Virginia.
Yeah.
I thought he kind of struggled. I thought he had an up and down spring. I thought he made some. He can run. There's no question. He can separate, but he doesn't. He doesn't always catch it. If he can catch the ball more consistently, he's got a shot. So you're asking about the right guys. Wright, Core, Kumaro, Alpha. Let's see what they can do.
And what about, again, judging from going from the OTAs and mini camps, any players, second round players, I guess, that you think might make the step up? Could it be Marcus Hardison? Could it be a CJ Uzomah? Could it be PJ Dawson? Who do you think might kind of step forward this year?
Yeah, it's a good question. A guy I can't wait to see play is the 4th round pick out of Baylor, Andrew Billings, the strong man.
Yes.
The nose tackle. I think is going to get him in rotation right away. He's an intriguing guy. I mean, he can't wait to see him play.
Is it true
for
that
guys who are already here? I think. I'm sorry.
Is it true that Billings is notorious in the weight room? Is it true that the conditioning guys have had to kind of put a limit on how much he actually lifts in the weight room?
Oh yeah, he went to 6. He squatted 605, and the guy said it was moving around. He could have put on 100 more pounds. You don't want him to get hurt.
Wow.
I mean, this guy's a beast. I mean, he's the real deal. Now, whether he can translate that to a good career in the NFL, I guess that's a question. But he's certainly got all the makings of it. I think Hardison is another guy to look at on that defensive line. I think they think he's Gilberry-ish.
Right.
Gilberry had a fine career here for 4 years, but I think, he was a guy. Wallace was very effective playing at right end in the base defense, and he would move inside and nickel for the pass rush. And I think they think Hardison can do that same type of thing. P.J. Dawson, it's a big camp for him. It's a big camp for Will Clark and Marcus Hunt. And I think those two guys, I think they're both going to have. I think they're going to both have good years because I think they're finally going to play. I think Jacob Birdie, the new defensive line coach, is talking about a rotation and get back to the rotation of maybe of 2012 when Geno got hurt. When Geno Atkins got hurt and tore his ACL in 13, they kind of get away from rotational stuff. But I think Hunt and Clark are going to see more. Are going to see more snaps at right end.
Maybe Deshaun Williams as well. We're all sort of waiting to see what Deshaun can do as well, because anybody that's nicknamed Baby Geno is worth looking at.
Oh, no question. And they were. I think they were shocked that when they didn't keep him last year and put him on the practice squad, he didn't get claimed. I mean, and he had a chance to leave. He had a chance to leave in the middle of last season to take another shot with another team on a roster, but he felt like I think he fit in well here. So I think he makes the club. I think he makes the club. He's really just like you said, he's built like Geno. He's short, explosive, and very strong. And I think they feel like he can be a factor. He could be looking at might be looking at 4 new defensive linemen. Hardison was already here, but he could be active. Certainly, Billing is going to be active on Sundays, and I think Deshaun Williams got a shot at being active on. In fact, he should be active on Sundays.
Good stuff, Geoff. I can talk to you all day, but I have one final question for you. Obviously, it's Bengals fans here in the UK are incredibly excited for October, as you can imagine. What's the mood like inside the club with regards to the London game? Because obviously Dunlap and Pecco were over here a few weeks ago, and I managed to get along to their kind of talk, and it was terrific. What kind of feedback do they bring to the club, and what's the mood like about coming to London?
Very, very excited about the trip. These guys don't do. These guys haven't grown up doing a lot of travel. So a trip like this is just a great thing. I know they're looking forward to it. I know Domitar and Carlos were so excited about being over there, and you could see how excited they were in the videos that came back. I think. And I've been surprised by this, is just the welcome, the reception. It's it's like it's like you're playing in downtown Cincinnati. You know what I mean? They know these guys. They're excited about them, and I think they felt that, and they're really excited about it. And I look forward to doing it from a media standpoint. I look forward to writing about this for the next couple of months, to talking to Bengals fans over there, and find out what it's been like for them to watch this team from afar, and then to actually maybe get to see them, or get to see them covered in the paper, or get to see some more coverage of their team. So look forward to doing that here in the next couple of months.
Good. And you're coming over yourself, are you? Let's hope so.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, it's my first overseas trip. I mean, it's the ancestral home of Hobson's Choice.
Okay. Well, so, we will definitely buy you a pint and fish and chips and whatever you want. We'll buy you when we meet.
Well, I hope more than one. I'll pay for the second one.
Okay. Well, let's get the round going, and we'll be there all night, Geoff. All being well.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay, Geoff. Cheers. Thanks very much for your time. Hopefully, we can speak again during the season. And all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.